Hey, it's Gina, Best Denver Psychic. Check it out, WorldViral.tv, Saturdays at 2 o'clock. Every Saturday on WorldViral.tv. Gina covers love, she covers finance, she covers romance.
Be there. We're going to hook a brother up.
All right, welcome back.
WorldViral.tv. World Viral.
Welcome back to Best Denver Psychic. We're here with, shut up, Steve. We're here with Katrina Wallingford. Damn it.
Hi, everybody.
Not everybody's perfect. Don't worry about it.
But I am.
Yeah,
That's not a representation of my perfectness.
I think perfection has been achieved here today.
No,
And we're just getting started, guys.
I just like to test Chris and see how he's doing.
We're just getting started, baby.
Keep our
Let's go.
producer on his toes.
Yeah.
Like a little ballerina on his birthday. Little birthday ballerina dance. Nice. All right. So, Trina, welcome to Best Denver Psychic.
Thank you very much. I'm honored and humbled to be here
Oh,
today.
I'm so happy.
Yes,
Nice.
it's going to be we're going to rock today.
We're
have
gonna
so
rock
much fun
today.
time.
Yeah.
The sensual and talented Katrina Wallingford.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to put that on my business cards.
Oh, you totally should.
Well, where do you have that
totally should.
applause? You have that applause queued up, brother?
I
know
don't.
I got to put
No,
you on the
we-
spot, actually.
Yeah,
2
but-
seconds,
come
I
on,
guess.
Chris.
Let's
Too
get this
funny.
applause going.
That's
We
right.
just
gotta, you know,
we
for
like
our-
to just ask for stuff that there's no way that we've ever talked about before.
That's right, man.
Nice.
We like to
Poor
just drop
Chris.
the bomb on Chris.
Poor
It's
Chris.
Like that, man.
He's
That's how
really-
we roll. That's how we roll. Well, Trina, while he's looking for that, there we go.
Yay.
Let the folks know what you do and why Katrina Wallingford is on the show, other than
All right. Well, I can totally do that. So I'm Katrina Wallingford, and I actually started doing this probably, gosh, it's been 7-8 years now I've been doing this. Just kind of had one of those grand awakenings, dark night of the soul, kind of decided, well, probably have to do something with that. And it all really kind of began when we were in high school. You know, I was somebody who could just kind of create whatever it was I would want to create, and I just knew how things would turn out. But I never really connected the dots because I'm not religious or spiritual in any way. At least back then I wasn't. I was more like an evil
You'll
bitch.
find that real quick in this business.
Most people will say Trina was an evil bitch in high school, and that's okay because I was.
hey, you did what you had to do to make things turn out right.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get to that place where I'm a lot
And
nicer.
it's hard to it's hard to be nice to people when you know what is going on that you shouldn't know.
Well, yeah, but you know, I didn't judge them for that. I mean, back then I really didn't. I just saw it for what it was and was like, okay, what can I do?
And we're lucky that when you're a juvenile, all of the police records are expunged.
Well, you've got to remember.
No assault
I didn't
records,
want
I
one
hope.
either.
So, do your parents know? Does anyone know what you do? I mean, obviously, people who come and see you in business, but I mean, do you kind of? I know I never revealed myself for years and years and years.
Yeah, it's still kind of in the family radar. It's flying really low.
Nice.
But that's okay.
Hey, I totally appreciate that. My mom thinks it's after 7 years, she still thinks it's a phase.
Well, you know,
Whatever.
when she shares with me that my grandfather passed a few years ago, and my grandmother woke up and my grandfather was lying right beside her. And she was having a full-on conversation, and she says, let me get up and get you a glass of water, and he was gone. But she had a full-on conversation, calls Mom up, and Mom's like, Trina, what was that? And I said, well, it was a visitation, Mom. That's actually kind of cool. She's lonely. She wants somebody around, and so she manifested Gran, and sure, so she knows I do it, and every once in a while he'll come through and share some information with her, but typically he kind of plays in the background. My grandmother Wallingford actually plays much more prominent role. She's kind of my gatekeeper. So when I channel, she kind of says,
Watch
you can
out.
come through and you can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like how Grandpa, though, he only hangs around until he's like had enough. Just like a typical
typical
"All
guy. He
right,
hasn't
honey,
changed in the afafterlife.
I've had just about enough.
Well, he doesn't have a job to do, and that's his biggest complaint with me. He's like, give me a job. I'm bored. It's kind of like one of those things. And I'm like, I don't have a job for you right now, but when I figure it out,
Oh my
I
God,
promise
send them
you.
to me. I've got a whole list.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah,
I just
send 'em
wish
to
he
me.
would do my plumbing and fix all the stuff in the house. I need
I've got
painting.
stuff that's right up his alley.
I need a new car. Well, Steve does too. So let's
See,
create a.
we
all need
should
new cars,
we
it
should do
seems.
some manifesting about Steve and Trina's car. I'll work on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so
the help
that's
work.
kind of one of the things I am is a manifesting generator, and there's this whole idea of human design, and I'm not an expert, but it's about the I Ching, and I had a thing done, and I'm a manifesting generator. Like 80% of the population is a generator, and I don't know what this means, but it means I can actually manifest really, really fast. But the problem with that is that I have to be careful of my thoughts because I can manifest anything. My words, my thoughts, my intentions all have to be very clear, and if they're not, then I can manifest something maybe I didn't want, or anyone else for that matter. So it's kind of fun.
Well, I have a list for you too.
Yeah.
The show's going to really work out for me, huh?
Yeah.
Show's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, at the end of this, we're going to be, 10 millionaires at
I
least.
know.
I certainly hope so.
Gosh, I didn't even think of asking for money. Good one, though.
Yeah,
I'll put
I
that on
just-
my list.
I just want something to drive.
It's not a bicycle or a
Yeah. Or a
burro.
or a woman.
Oh, well,
Or a burro.
That won't
or
get
a
you
burro,
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll get
Drive
you to
a burro.
Planned Parenthood for a VD test.
Yeah, that's for
probably.
sure.
Right on.
Yay!
Yay.
VD test.
Everybody needs a little VD. It's humbling. I don't know why I looked at Chris and pointed at him.
Happy birthday, baby!
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'd like a certification of your last culture, please.
Been there.
Can we do the I think we need the ADHD meditation.
Let's do it.
Already?
I'm definitely
Wow.
needing it.
Oh, no, I need it.
I need it.
All
Yeah.
right, you
We
guys.
might. Hey, and you better chill because we might have to do it twice.
This is the part of the show where the women don't know, but they meditate, and I just stare at them.
No, you have to do it this time.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
Must have
All
just
right,
had
ready?
his eyes cracked. All right, 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
How
10
will you
seconds.
know if my eyes
This
are
is
open?
only 10 seconds, stoners. So if you're having a little time warp, you'll just have to somehow cope.
And I
10
usually let it run long because I need it.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Ready? Everyone ready?
All right, motherfucker, that's 10 seconds.
That is the smoking
All
yogi
right.
10-second meditation. Did you set Did you set your clock or you counted?
I counted. Isn't that how you're supposed to meditate?
The
You
smoking
count?
yogi. Steve
That's
couldn't
one
even
way to
make
do
it
it.
through the ADHD smoking yogi
Oh,
meditation.
10 seconds is 10
We're gonna,
seconds, man.
You know,
I mean,
you need a pill.
Proof that I have ADHD is that I just let it run.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
know.
I mean,
You were you in there doing paperwork or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that was good. That
mean,
was way
come
better
on,
than
man.
last week.
I like
couldn't-
it.
I couldn't do it last week.
It's a good thing to have in the show.
Yeah,
and nobody
no,
could
thank you.
tell whether I had my eyes open or not. So
I know you're
like that.
you're a sneaky squinter.
Sometimes that's how I meditate, with my eyes open.
Oh well, that's legal.
Can I do that?
Yeah,
All right.
I think so. Don't you, Trina?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Okay, so now I want to talk to you about your Meetup and your classes. Because when I went through the list of classes, there were so many classes, but I made a list of, at least two. I want us to go on a field trip to the spoon bending. We should take the spoon bending class. You'll take the spoon bending class?
We'll do the remote deal, yeah. And,
Yeah.
that would be great.
And I like the aura reading. I think that would
That's
be
fun.
That would be fun, and I think anyone can read auras.
Absolutely. Anybody can do anything.
Anybody can do anything. So it's
Right.
not that, but that would be cool. That's an on-site, this is about exposing people to psychic stuff and showing, that psychics are people too. And that we're not all, Deepak Chopra or whatever.
But we would like his money.
Well, yes,
And,
that's
and I'd like to be
probably
able
true.
to travel the world and all that other stuff.
Because
that
right
he
now,
does.
if I had unlimited funds, I would have a cake delivered. Unfortunately, I'm not.
Well,
I'm too
you know.
broke right now.
It's all
But
good.
consider it done, guys. Meditate on that. Consider your cake done.
Yep.
So tell us about the classes and the meetup.
Okay, so the meetup is called quantum spiritology, and it means total study of spirit. It's really very simple. Everybody has a way of connecting with spirit in their own way, and we bring that down, and we just let everybody brings their way of connecting with spirit in. And in our meetup, what we do is we offer a bunch of different classes. It has, there's no prerequisites. You just come and you just enjoy and play in the energy. And it just helps people find their path. Funny story, the only reason it's called Quantum Spiritology is I was looking for a website name that wasn't or a domain name that wasn't already taken.
Oh, nice. Hey, that can be difficult.
Well, yeah, it was really difficult. And I was like, I wanted it to be called, I don't remember what I wanted it to be called. It was something else. And unfortunately, everything was gone. I was like, well, what can we do? It's all about spirit, right? And sure enough, there it was. Because I couldn't have Denver's Best Psychic or any of that, or Denver Psychic for that matter, because my friend Charles Cox has that as well. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do here. So that's how it got started. And my classes, they're very, I would like to think that they're geared to any ability level. Like, for instance, an advanced person, such as yourself, might get a higher understanding of something that they've already experienced. And a new person is just starting to play and getting some confidence, and they're building themselves up. And that's going to propel them along in their life's work or their life's purpose.
And it does take practice.
Oh, yes. This is not something where you can just say, okay, I'm psychic, although I do know one person that claims that did happen.
Well, yeah, but sitting there greeting person after person after person, day after day, week after week, month after month, that's, there's a lot, I don't know about you, but for me, there's a lot of times when I feel like I'm not going to get anything.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, my God, I quit. But it's too late because they're sitting in front of you.
Well, when they're sitting in front of you, you'd have to be honest with them. You're really not getting anything. You just have a great day. Sorry it didn't work out.
Yeah, it's a low percentage. So, hey, if you're out there and you see psychics and a psychic says they either can't contact your guide or they're not getting any information, the universe is not our gumball machine.
No.
You get what you get, and sometimes it's
What if it was? Wouldn't you love that?
Well, it
what would
should
you
be.
do? What would you do with it if it was? That's a good question.
I'm not sure I want to say it on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, what about you, Trina?
I might have. Sorry. But
I'm
you
kind of
can.
with Gina.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, maybe off the air we could share that.
I did say,
and it's nothing dirty even.
I was going to say, I did say gumballs. Come on.
You did. You are all. What is it with you and your balls?
Not mine.
Whose?
Well,
Dude, don't. You already have bad Facebook rap.
All right.
You don't want to mention anything else about.
All right. Well, Trina, what would you do? And, like you said, the world should be. So let's go into that a little bit, just for fun.
Okay. What should the world be?
Yeah. If the world was your gumball machine, right, like you guys say, how would it be for you? Does that make sense?
Well, I think everybody would be able to live their life the way they want to live it. So, if you want to be on the open road trucking and having fun and going from place to place, and you should be able to do that, and you should be able to have everything and all your desires met. And so I really think that we should all have the ability to create whatever it is we want and get compensated in the way we want to be compensated and enjoy the things that are important to us. And so that's what I would like to have. If I could manifest anything for anyone, I would like that for myself, for my family, my friends, and the rest of the world. I know.
So
that's so feel good, but yeah, it
and
is.
I so thought you were going to say, well, I would like to have ultimate control over everyone and everything, and make sure that I have my thumb on everybody, and I'm watching everybody at all times, and I can have the power to just jail somebody if I want to and ruin their lives because I can. And that's that would be kind of fun to have a world like
well, we
that.
just found out what Steve
I know.
wants.
No, I'm
He's
just
having
kidding. Come on.
He's on his man.
I mean, do you run across folks that are actually like that kind of freak you out a little bit, like when you're doing readings or stuff like that, and you're like, wow, this person's really thank goodness that they're only on the little level that they are. If they had a little bit more power, it'd be really scary.
I do meet people like that, but I typically say, I make them play big. And so whenever people come to me, they're playing big. And that's really what they want to do. If they want to play big for evil or good, that's their business. It's not my judgment. I can't judge them. I can't judge what I think they're going to do. But I can help guide them on what I would like to think is a more positive path. Right. Greatest good of all and all that is like the most overused phrase by every psychic in the entire universe. But yes.
I like to play big at the club.
We're gonna later on when we do Hook a Brother Up, you'll understand where we're at.
No, I'm already like play big, and I just saw
it's
this
like
play
we're in-
big.
I'm just trying to turn it into something it's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
So we have and you and I were talking. One thing that struck me about what you said is about everyone should be paying attention to themselves.
Oh, yes, because nobody in this world is a victim. So if you're out there in your victim mentality, sorry, you're not going to play with me.
I have that. I have that.
Well, so we all do, and I do too. Sometimes like, wow, that person cut me off.
Or blaming things
Yeah.
that you can't do on past perpetration or whatever. Well,
Yeah, all my
I guess
past lives I brought
shouldn't
in,
call
yeah.
it that. The Geneva Convention calls it that, but I should.
Yeah, no. We created everything. We create our hardships. We create the great things that happen in our lives. We create it all. And so if we can learn how to take responsibility for that and own it, then we can create what we really want. And that's what we're supposed to be learning how to do here.
I know.
That's
So
right.
I was always a big doubter about, or I guess sometimes I still am, about manifesting. So I'm glad that you're here on that subject.
And there's a saying that kind of goes along with what you say, with what you just said there, and it's like you cut your own deal, and that's basically what you said. You cut your own deal in life. Sometimes you have control of that, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it's really interesting. People are always like, well, why would somebody choose to go to jail? Well, it was a choice. So whatever choice you made to get yourself in a place where, you got incarcerated, well, that was a choice. And we all make choices to put ourselves in jail of sorts. It's called suffering. And so if we choose something that is, not good for us, and then it was like, whoa, woe was me. And yes, I sing that song a lot. I choose to be in suffering. And then that's my jail.
Okay, so if, let's say, let me see how to, okay, so let's say you have a terribly, a situation that puts you in a conundrum, right? And you want to break out of that, but you're going to have to use intention. Is that a good way of doing that?
You need to be in
Give me some
gratitude for
advice
the system. So, for instance, if something, somebody cuts me off and I get in an accident, I need to look at that with gratitude. So I'm like, I'm really grateful that you showed me that I was maybe being an aggressive driver.
Right.
I'm in gratitude that I got in this accident because now I get my new car. Whether it means, I'm going to have to pay out the wazoo for that insurance. I
Right.
created that too. So, it's holding space and it's acting as if whatever it is you want to have happen has already happened. And it's like, wouldn't it be great if? So instead of saying, I don't have that, I don't have a new car, wouldn't it be great if I had, an F2, what is that, an F-150 Ford
Ice-down
truck or whatever it may
with
be.
a something or other reel on it. I
Real
love that
nice
country
truck.
song.
Real nice truck. Yeah, with all the the
With Shania
sideboards.
Twain in the back, right? Underneath
the
the
whole
stars.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, not for me.
Well,
but-
what does that go to people that you see that are, I guess, openly jealous? They embrace the jealousness, kind of turn it into their thing. Sometimes, like a lot of times I see that and I kind of take it on my own and make it a kind of a little funny thing, like, oh, it must be the Must Be Nice Club. It must be cool to be in the Must Be Nice Club.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? But
I
what does
totally
it go
do.
to saying that? I mean, it's not like really a positive thing, that I'm saying or turning it into. But
Right, so
it's
people
a jealousy and
Yeah,
that.
they compare themselves to other people all the time, and they think, oh, that person has something I don't. And then we get into the whole idea of lack. I lack this, I lack that. And for me, when I'm in that, and trust me, I'm in the jealousy thing, I've probably spent most of my life in the jealousy thing. Why don't I have that? Mom used to call me the green-eyed monster, and now my eyes are green.
Talk about manifesting.
I know, right? So I manifest the green-eyed monster, but truly, it's just what do you want to create in your life, right? And so, wouldn't it be nice if it's about you? It's not about the person that you see has something you don't have. Wouldn't it be nice if I had, what I really wanted? And then you create the space for that. You put it in the intention, and then you take steps to move that forward, whatever it may be. And that's
regardless of fear or
especially that whenever you're reacting in fear, you're not reacting in love, because there's really only two ways you can react. So if your ego is stepping in on that,
I always want to kick some serious ass. That's
Right.
all I think about. It's all negative for me.
So
I feel like it's not about focusing on what there is. It's about annihilating, or not about focusing what could be, but but it's about just annihilating the things that are bothersome. So
Yes.
you're saying don't focus on those.
Well, you can, but I would laugh at them instead. It would be like, "Oh,
It'd probably
aren't
be
you
more
cute?"
pleasant.
Yeah. So, my friend Paula. So I have a mentor out there, Paula Langeth Ryan, and I actually study Course in Miracles as well. So she's taught me to laugh at my ego. So whenever I get really frustrated, or I really want this or whatever I think I don't have, she's like, "Isn't that just cute? You should write a book about all my adorable ego stories."
Nice.
I know,
Well,
right?
know,
You know, and because I'm like that too, because I come out of the gate fired up and ready. I mean, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I haven't practiced in a while, obviously, but, you know, I kind of want to come out of the gate firing. If you look at Taekwondo or any other martial art for that matter, you understand that that's really not what you're supposed to be doing. What you're supposed to be doing is bringing forth peace in the world.
Well, and I'd heard that, you know, when just like, you know, spiritually, when someone, or, you know, just like physically, when someone reaches out to punch you, if you try to stop their punch, now you're engaged in a conflict.
Right.
Whereas if you take that person's energy and pull it forward, their own momentum is their undoing.
Right. It's just like stepping out of their way and kind of pushing them along.
Yeah, but still, that feels so conflict oriented for me that I probably shouldn't even.
Well, you probably
think
don't
about
have
that.
to.
It kind of sounds like a pussy move to me.
You know what? I will beat your ass on live TV, Steve.
All right, let's get
I think
that
we can
momentum
take it,
going.
Trina.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to take Chris long enough to get out of that booth that there's going to be some serious ambulance help here.
Wow. I think you're getting threatened, Steve.
I guess.
Oh no, that's manifesting.
We got that on
I'm going to totally manifest that. You can trust me. And you know, during the break too, we were talking. So let's talk about manifesting your soulmate. Because you and I are in agreement about. You know, one of my questions to you was, you know, what do you even think that people should be with their soulmates?
And no.
And no, I say
No.
the same thing.
You know, your soul, and here it is there's like, for me, there's like 3 different levels, I guess you want to call them that. There's a soulmate, there's a life mate, and there's the twin flame, okay? Now, twin flames, when people are engaged with their twin flames, I want to say congratulations and I'm sorry at the same time, because those are the hardest relationships and they are the biggest teachers. And if you're bringing that into your life right now, you know, that's not going to be easy. And it's the same thing with soulmate relationships, because they are not intended to be easy. You are not going to create a soulmate relationship and have a lot of fun. You're going to have to work at it.
And if you're separated from your soulmate, where are you going to go? Like
Well-
that. I mean, at least if you aren't with your soulmate, coupled, I guess we'll call it, with your soulmate, when things start to go rotten with your soulmate, you have somewhere to go. Or and if you start to go bad with your partner, you have somewhere to go. Or, you know, I mean, who wants to divorce their soulmate?
Well, and maybe divorce is the right answer, because in your soulmate relationship, maybe that's exactly what you need to learn from it. And sometimes letting go and letting God just kind of handle it and bring forth what is supposed to be manifesting in your life is okay. And it comes to a level of trust. When do you trust that God, universe, source is going to give you what it is that you asked to create in this lifetime? And soulmate relationships, all they do is show us those. I'm going to say they show us our shadow selves a lot. They're our mirrors. And so if you see something in a soulmate.
Oh, my God, don't say that.
Yeah. Why?
Well, because that's awesome.
Well, yeah.
Actually, I mean, I'm just
awesome.
going.
It is awesome.
I'm a person who can have a lot of. I'm a free, easy lover, and I get free, easy love, and it's easy for me to attract soulmates.
Oh, yes, me too.
Yeah,
I'm with
so
you on that.
That's the good, and well, I don't know. I mean, when
It's
you
the
have 'em-
good.
I
I mean, think about all that experience you're inviting into your life. All these people that you invite into your life, they show you something. Your coworkers are soulmate relationships. I love my coworkers. Not a one I don't love. And it's a small company, so it's only like 10 people. But still, I love every single one of them. But I typically love anybody anyway. That could be a wide open
the
thing.
asshole that put sugar in my gas tank. I love him too.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you never know.
bitch.
Hey, lots of people have loved a Jimmy that put sugar in their gas tank. That's not too far off. And never, ever, ever say you love Jimmy,
That's right.
even in jest.
Yeah.
You used to be able to do that, but now not so much.
Yeah, it's over for you. You can't say, I love
Yeah.
him, man.
I love. Just choke that back, Steve.
Yeah.
No
I gotta
pun
watch what I
intended.
say, I guess. Oh my God.
So, what's the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame? Because I always kind of considered those the same thing.
Well, I think that you probably could, but a twin flame is when the idea is that when the universe created you, they created a twin self and you separated. So each of you became two separate entities. And then you went off to have your own experiences. And so they are your mirror self. And at the end of the day, you are destined to be together. So they say that twin flame relationships, if you have one, they almost always are, if you are pretty enlightened and awakened and moving on with your spiritual path, it's probably going to be your last lifetime. So
Thank God.
Yeah, right?
I need to find my twin flame. 'cause
Exactly. I'm
pretty
done
tapped.
with this.
I'm tired out.
Yeah.
My soul
Quite
is worn
frankly,
thin.
this
Coach.
better be the last one.
Yeah, and
I'll
then
barely get through this one.
Oh, I don't know. My twin flame has not incarnated based on what people have told me. So I'm like, I'm coming back, I guess, or I've already done it. I don't know which. But soulmates soulmates could be friends. And I've had lots of those. So soulmates can be friends, they can be girls, they can be boys, they can be lovers, they can be teachers. So parents are soulmate relationships. So to me,
Say parents?
Yeah, sorry
Okay,
about
I
that.
thought you said parrots. That's what I was going to say.
That's another show,
Well, I was going to
Steve.
say.
I have
what
terrible
about-
diction.
We need to give.
What about an animal? A dog or something?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I have a friend. She lives up in Wisconsin now, and she swears, and I believe her, that her cat is her twin flame.
I was just going to say animals.
Yeah. Yeah, cats in
I should have.
particular.
Aren't you always regretful when you don't say what you're going to say?
Well, I
as a
always
psychic?
regret. I was going to say that.
I know. I should have said that. I didn't, but I was going to.
Let me piggyback on that.
Too funny.
Trail.
So how do you know if, like, for someone like us, right, who has almost every experience, I feel like for me is, some kind of a connection with someone. How do you know cognitively that it's the right thing? Like intellectually, what should you check for? I'm assuming there's some.
Intellectually.
I'm a list person.
Yeah, I'm going to say that keep the intellectual out of it. I know you're going to hate me for that.
Zero. Thank
Right.
God she doesn't have the battery today.
Well, that's my own personal opinion. So I make lists too. I have to do
No,
lists
but I
of
think you're
things.
right. I mean, as soon as you said that, I
You
knew
just have
that
to
was
go
true.
with that gut feeling. I mean, that gut feeling gets you everywhere. And that's what, next Tuesday's class is about, the gut feeling. So on Tuesday, I'm going to be teaching about how do you follow your intuition? How do you follow that guidance? Because if you're following that guidance, that means that you're in the flow of the universe. And if you're not following it, you hit all these obstacles. You need to choose a different direction because you're going the wrong way. And that's what I'm going to teach that day, is just help people understand that gut feeling. That's your
Go with it.
Go with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's, that's hard to do.
Oh, I know. It is really hard.
I mean,
because
that's really hard to do.
I'm super smart and I'm cerebral, so I'm like, I overthink everything.
Plus, there's sometimes there's certain situations that make it difficult to take advantage of.
You're preaching the choir. I'm telling you. I know all about that.
Need support.
Well, and the thing is that
We all do.
You think. Like for instance, I'll look at my Google Maps before I go to work to see which way is going to be best. I look at it and go, nope, if I go this way, it's going to be better. And it feels like that should be better. But I'm like, no, I think that this time I will follow Google Maps. It's almost always wrong. I hit a
Or it
terrible
gives you a
traffic
different way
jam.
every time.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, I hit the traffic jam. And so I should have gone the other way, which, whatever it was, probably would have
Should have gone with your gut, honey.
Should have gone with your gut. It's hard to, though.
Yeah.
What things have you experienced with clients that you have had to advise them to, or they have come to the decision that they had to change, that were situational things that you think a lot of people are blocked by, let's just say? Suffering with was already, we've established that is a bad word.
Well, so it's not necessarily, it's recognition that you are suffering that makes it good, and just being in gratitude for that. For me, when clients come to me and they present a problem, it's almost always on relationships or job. And it's interesting because all that is a mirror for me too, so thank you very much, all my clients. Yeah, I love them.
I'm going to have to go to a self-help class.
I know, right?
With
we all need psychological
but
counseling
that's
after
part of the
this.
reason for doing the show.
Right.
Is that, it's a community. It's very difficult to break the barrier. And I think psychics are a different it's a different culture. You have goth, you have whatever, and psychics we just don't get to be around each other enough.
Well, I think there's a lot of competition out there when people don't realize that we can all help each other. And here it is that most of the psychics that I know or I have trained with understand that. But there are some out there that think that, their way is the best way, and that's great for them, and I'm really glad for them in that respect.
Good to be certain, right?
Right, it's great to be certain. It's funny, when I'm certain, I'm almost always wrong. So,
right?
right? Because
Otherwise
my
she'd
head's
be making
still
millions in Vegas right now.
I know, right?
She probably could be, but it's like you're not really motivated.
Not really willing to hang out at the sports book for 3 weeks and just make you $1 million.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that I dated a guy in my 20s, and he could go to the track and win everything. I would go to the track with him, and I'd lose everything. So I knew nothing. Nothing.
It's hard. You won't get any information on that. And I find if someone says, "Oh, if you're so psychic, tell me this," and it's like the universe goes, "F that guy. I'm not telling him anything."
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
It's a collective universe
Seriously.
thing.
And it always
Hey, guy,
comes at the
fuck
worst time.
you.
It is. Hey, because it's like, you know what? I mean, there's, at some point it's difficult to respect yourself as the psychic. And, that's not cool.
Not
it's
at
just
all.
not cool.
And usually when somebody says that, it's like, yeah, they told me that you're going to lose all your money.
Right, yeah. You're on the brink of disaster.
Yeah, you're on the brink of disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you
Your
don't believe
spouse
what I
is
do,
cheating
but
on you.
oh, and by the
That's why I
way,
was in
your
trouble.
grandfather says, and then I usually give him something like,
You were never his favorite. Those Easter eggs you hunted for, we didn't even hide those.
yeah, those weren't actually Easter eggs.
Too funny. So how can people break the connection once you've been with a soulmate or a twin flame and that's not working out, right, was what I heard you say. How do you, once you've made that psychic relationship connection, or I don't know, what would you call that?
When you understand that the relationship is not going to move forward in the way that's positive for both of you, then it's time to make a change. And the way you make that change is you start making a list of what do you really want. So but you look at all the things about your soulmate relationship that aren't working, and then you say, okay, I need to embody all of those things so that I can manifest that in my life. And here it is that when you do that, you have the opportunity to heal that soulmate relationship right then and there. And that's the secret. I mean, it's in all of the self-help books. I mean, if you read one, they all say make lists, right? But the thing that they don't say is that you need to be the thing that you aren't, or that you don't, that you think is missing in your partner. You have to be that, because there's only one person in this world that you can change, and guess who that is? You. That's the only one you have control over.
True dat, yo.
Mm-hmm. So you've got to embody that thing that you want so desperately in your life that you see as lacking. But you have to know what it is, so that's what the lists are for. So there's a good example of a list.
Nice.
And
I feel so validated about my list making.
Yep, and once you know what it is, you have to work for it. You can't just sit back and watch TV and expect it to come to you.
Yeah, you got to leave the house.
Or at least or at least leave yourself and pay attention to your soulmate relationship.
Right. You might hear a song on the radio and it just kind of leads you to go a different direction. One of the things that a lot of guys do is they take golf lessons. Believe it or not, girls take golf lessons too, or take a pottery class. That's another really great way.
That's a really gender non-specific.
Women's golf is so hot.
Dude, you want to be a caddy for women's golf. You wish.
That's my second job. Are you kidding me?
You hope.
Well, they do have beer carts,
I'm
and
trying
that
to
is the best part of
Yeah.
it.
Oh, if you run the beer cart, I will so get matching T-shirts.
I'm trying to
with you.
manifest that right now.
Well, I hope so.
Okay, well, snow goes away. We're looking at the spring, but
Really?
we
We'll
can
call you, Trina.
Yeah.
So what should a person do who's in a relationship that it's totally not their soulmate?
Well, in that case, then it's time to create what it is you want. And that means that you might have to have a conversation with the person. Say, this isn't working out, and make a plan to be able to separate in whatever way that is. But it's hard to do, and I know this, but sometimes you just gotta cut the cords and just walk away. And that's usually, going cold turkey is the best thing. Because you're not serving the other person if you're not serving yourself. And so that's what you have to look out for. It's like, I've got to do this for me. And it is about you. It's not about them at all. It's really all about you. And so that whole it's not you, it's me thing is really valid. I need to I have stuff to work on, and it's not working out in this relationship, so I've got to step away from it. And that's probably the best conversation you can have with someone. They might protest, they might get angry, but you just
They
have
might
to stay
be happy, though.
You know what? And whenever you talk to them, they're like, wow, that was the best thing in my life that ever happened to me. And I look at a lot of those separations that I've had in my life from people I really loved that, it was great for them and it was great for me.
Now, Steve and I were talking on the way about that a person's survival depended on them paying attention to their own needs, literally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you don't pay attention to your own needs, that's like a basic survival technique.
Right.
And so I think I endeavor to do that more.
Yeah, take care of yourself. And here it is. Take care of yourself first. Because if you can't take care of yourself first, what's going to happen? You're not going to be here to take care of the others in your life. Being in service to self is being in service to others. Just remember, though, when they ask for help, you got to help them. And whatever way you can. And if you can't afford to give them money, you can just support them through love, whatever that means. But you know what I
Right.
mean?
Well,
it's just simply, I love you and I'll support you. But I just, if somebody comes to you and says, you don't have the money to give them or the opportunity to give them, just kind of hold the space for them.
And so you said that a majority, what kind of questions do people come to? I know it's but what kind of questions do people come to you about their soulmate? They're looking for it, they're separated, they're connected psychically, and the soulmate
Have I
doesn't
met
want them
yet? Have I met my soulmate yet?
What if someone isn't intended to be with their soulmate?
Well, okay. So I'm like, you'll have opportunities for relationships coming forward, but you have to recognize it. And it's up to them to recognize when, that's a relationship for them. But 9 times out of 10, what I say to them, because this is very true, you got to work on your stuff first, because that's not going to manifest in your life until you're okay with some aspect of your personality that needs to be healed.
But what if you're not? Aren't some people not intended to even have a soulmate? Should you even look for that?
I'm going to say that the possibilities are endless. And so if you decide that in your life you want to manifest a relationship, be it intimate or non-intimate, whatever it may be, that's completely under your control. Will you manifest your twin flame relationship? Maybe, maybe not. That's the kind of thing that would be in the stars. But soulmate relationships are varied, and you can write a new contract. So you know about soul contracts, right?
It sounds good.
I aficionado of breaking soul contracts.
Sounds to me like
I've
though
broken
you
like
could.
4.
Sounds
I've
to
never
me.
been sorry.
I was just gonna say, sounds to me like you can go through a real big box of Costco-sized condoms.
Or Kleenex,
trying to get
depending on what your
go through
experience
and find
is.
your experience. You're a soulmate.
Are you-
Self-love, baby, self-love.
Have you had a soulmate?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess so. Yeah. I
Well,
don't
maybe.
know. I've never been asked that before, so I'll have to check the
You'll have to
files.
think about that.
I have no idea. Of course, I've had soulmates. They're just out there, and I've either encountered them or I haven't, but I don't know for sure. How's that? That's a nice.
No, that's a good one.
circle
This is
answer
all
there.
food for thought. That's what we have here.
Yes, I think I'm with my soulmate now. How about that?
There you go.
To make her
Good
make her
answer.
happy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Carrie, did you hear that? We need to
That's right.
replay that. Chris, if you could get a
She
montage
knows,
of Steve
she
saying
knows.
that, and like
Loop it.
yeah, bouquets of flowers and sunny trips, that would be great.
Yeah, one thing I want to make sure that y'all understand is treat your soulmate the way you'd want to be treated. Everybody thinks, well, they're going to read my mind. Well, guess what, ladies? That is not happening. Nobody's reading your mind.
Thank you.
Okay? You got to read your own mind. And if you want someone to buy you flowers, then buy them flowers. If you want someone to buy a diamond ring, then buy a diamond ring for them. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of that if I give a little, I'm probably going to get a lot back.
Yeah,
that's the
that's
manifestation thing. So my suggestion would be create it. But create it in yourself.
All right. I think are we running up on a break there, Chris?
Yeah, we are.
All right. Good deal, man. We'll go with that.
I know I
here.
went past them.
Yeah, you did.
This was a great interview, though. You have the best guests.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this show's kicking ass.
BestDenverPsychic.com. Join us here, people who are just waking up. You are on worldviral.tv, best show on the planet, Best Denver Psychic. You can get me at bestdenverpsychic.com, and you can check out our guest Trina Wallingford at Spiritology.
Quantum Spiritology.
QuantumSpiritology.com. Excellent. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Pat Searcy down here at National Speaker and Sound on South Broadway. Come down and see us. We're now carrying Charvel, EVH gear, along with Mesa Boogie, Paul Reed Smith, Nash guitars. Come check us out. Mention World Viral. Get 10% off.
Hello, everyone. This program was brought to you by National Speaker and Sound, Colorado's leading provider of pro audio music equipment. Right across the street from Herman's Hideaway at 1559 South Broadway.
National Speaker, where the pros shop.
World Viral.
National Speaker and Sound with a Pro Shop, Colorado's leading supplier of pro audio musical equipment with the highest quality guitars, basses, and amps on the planet. From a single cable to PA and lighting systems, DJ and recording equipment. National Speaker and Sound represents over 90 brands. EV, JBL, Mackie, PRS, Nash, Fox, and Mesa Boogie for the serious musician. National Speaker and Sound service departments are unrivaled in the region with our certified electronics repair and speaker reconing. Our commercial division is Colorado's leading audiovisual installation contractor. Shop with the experts or visit us online at nationalspeaker.com.
With the television shows and stuff that are out there, it gives people so much misinformation, and I don't want them to watch what we do and say, that what we do is boring or not as exciting as what they're used to, and that kind of stuff. I mean, they need to understand that that's like way over dramatized. I'm gonna stay away from. I mean, I happen to have knowledge. I mean, I'm privy to as far as some of them doing some fake shit that my clients have told me on investigations. I'm not gonna throw anybody on.
Not gonna badmouth anybody.
No, I don't want to get into the negative shit. What we do, the reason why we're doing it, so conversational is to try to build that rapport with the spirits, which a lot of people freak out about. And then the fact that we actually sleep in the locations and stuff like that, people freak out about that. But I always think that that's safe to do as long as we're setting up the investigation right. We're going in there, from a perspective. Because, man, I mean, I honestly think that if we went in and did shit like they do on TV, if we went in antagonistic and stuff, I mean, I think that's why they have to fake so much stuff. Is because they go in and the spirits are like, fuck you, and don't interact with them. Whereas we go in from a respectful standpoint, and say, hey, man, look, we're here as your friend. We want to hear who you are, what you have to say, what your message is. It's amazing. 80, 90% of the time we get stuff. I think I'll be bigger in the afterlife than the conscious life.
Yeah.
That's what I think.